This is Sanjay Gangal from AECCafe. I'm here with Bruscoe, President and founder of RevUp Render. Hello, Rai.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing great. Rai, how has the show been going for you?
It's been going really good. We've been getting a lot of response with people that want to run Revit in the cloud and do rendering almost real time in the cloud with Revit models, which used to take hours, sometimes 6 to 10 hours, and now you can actually do that in minutes or seconds even. So it's a pretty amazing advancement, and been having a lot of people stop by the booth that are kind of stunned by that.
So tell us a little bit more about exactly what your product is. Okay. and how it does what it does.
Okay, so we essentially have two products. The first one's a cloud workstation that you log into remotely, and you can actually run up to 10 users on that one single server. So instead of buying a desktop for $3,000, they can have 10 people using this one high-performance kind of supercomputer and running Revit or 3D Max or Maya. And what happens is if you have 10 desktop computers that you bought for $30,000, then that's about twice as much as what our technology costs for the hardware. And then what we also have is our other product is RevUp Reality Server. We teamed up with NVIDIA and Mental Images about a year ago, and we developed a plugin for Revit that takes the whole entire Revit model out into Reality Server and renders it on the Amazon cloud on GPU clusters. So it's using iRay and iRay materials as opposed to Mental Ray, which is inside of Revit. So it's a huge advancement. It goes from hours to seconds, and before it wasn't even possible to do animations in Revit. It would just take too long. It wasn't really feasible, and now people can do animations in a couple hours as opposed to weeks that it would have taken. So it's pretty amazing.
So you're talking about two separate products. So one is a server that can replace people's desktops, and second is a software server which can use something like Amazon's web services.
Exactly. So they're two products that work together really well, but they can be used by themselves. You can either use the cloud workstation or the RevUp Reality, the rendering GPU cluster. And some firms are actually building these cloud workstations in their office. But when they want to go render, they have to render on the workstations, and it ties them up for all the other users. So with our product, you send the whole Revit model out to the GPU cloud on Amazon for a very affordable hourly rate, and it does the same thing for you in seconds or minutes as opposed to hours and days that it used to take to render. So.
Can you give us an idea of how much is hourly rate?
Well, right now we're kind of like in pilot beta mode, so we're actually looking for a handful of key architecture firms to participate in this pilot where they get to use all this technology for a kind of special fee, a discounted rate, and then after that they get a discount when we launch commercially. But when we launch the RevUp Reality Server commercially, it's going to be very affordable. You don't have to buy any software in advance. It's all on demand by the hour. So it's an hourly fee, and then if you want to use it more full time, like if you're using it for many hours during the month, you would actually it would make more sense to do a monthly fee. So you just pay for the month, a flat fee, and you can use it as much as you want, and you have dedicated GPU servers on Amazon. So,
okay, and also your software can also be used is also being used by the studios like Disney and Pixar and stuff like that?
Well, we've also teamed up with a company called Excellion, which makes a product called Cloud Fusion, and we're going to be providing that more for that kind of entertainment and media industry, motion graphics, video game design, because our cloud workstation works really well with that, because video game designers and motion graphic designers are also using Maya and 3D Studio Max, and those run really well. It's the same kind of tools that architects use for visualization, so it just makes a lot of sense for us to team up with Excellion, and they can actually go out onto Amazon and they send these robots out there, these software robots that actually go out and turn servers on and off, so they can actually power on 1,000 servers or more in just about 5 minutes, and then you could send out your motion graphic production job, a production studio can send that out and have it rendered across 1,000 servers. So it's very powerful, and we're gonna be providing that as a service from Excellion.
Some of these rendering jobs can take days, right?
Yeah, well, if like Pixar or these other companies, they'll often have thousands of servers running, and eventually Excellion will probably be using GPU. They're going to be using GPUs as well, but right now it's just on the CPU nodes on Amazon that are available with Mental Ray. Okay. So that's available today to be used, full time.
Some of your customers might have issues with security. How do you handle that?
Well, if they have issues with security, there's two different types of clouds, a private cloud and a public cloud. So for example, we're working with one large architecture firm that has a project where it's required that they don't send the building information model, the RevUp model, out of the office through the internet. So instead of actually connecting or sending the model out, we're actually having the consultants connect in remotely, and that way the model stays in one place and it helps with collaboration. So for those kind of companies that have a collaboration or actually collaboration and security issues, we can place servers in their office in their private data center so they don't have to send the model out. And then for people that don't have as big of security issues, they can use Amazon cloud services or Amazon web services, and they don't have to buy any hardware up front, so it's a big difference.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I mean, that's pretty much what we've been working on. But our main goal of RevUp Render, I founded the company 2.5 years ago. Our main goal is just to enable technology that allows people to use supercomputers. So we're also working with some people in Europe to do satellite imagery on the GPU. We're looking at making a lot of different software that allows people to render on the GPU. And one thing that I could say is that if there's any design software companies out there, we're looking for software design companies to actually run their software in the cloud on demand, where they charge by the hour instead of just selling a copy of the software. So we're partnering with some of those companies now, and we're going to be providing their software products through the cloud on demand on an hourly basis.
Okay, and also, can you tell us a little bit about your company itself? You said it was founded 2.5 years ago. How many people do you have, and when do you expect to go public?
Well, we're not a huge company, but we use cloud computing so much that we have people all over the world that work on different things for us, and so I mean we don't have like a big office with hundreds of employees, but we have a lot of people working on several different areas, and for example, I'm working with a group in Greece that is working on the satellite imaging processing on the GPU, and that's actually a bunch of PhD students working to make that software. So that's just one example, and we work using Skype and different kinds of cloud technology. So it's pretty amazing. You can do a lot now without having an office of hundreds of employees. Yeah.
That's true. And how can people find out more about your company?
If you go to the website, it's revuprender.com, or it's just revup, REVUP, and then the word render.com. They can go there, and there's plenty of information about how to contact us and to find out more information.
Thank you very much, Rai, for stopping by, and have a great show.
Okay, well, thank you.